In October of 2008, we found out that we were expecting our first baby. We were obviously very excited, as most parents are, and also naive to all the things that could potentially come our way. We found out when we were about 20 weeks pregnant that she was a girl, and we immediately named her Madeline Noel. Shopping began and plans for her future started. Got the nursery ready, and we're anxiously awaiting her arrival. And then when I was 8 months pregnant, at a routine ultrasound, we found that she had a few abnormalities. Once we saw the specialist, 2 days later, he was able to look at her in an ultrasound and determine that she had very distinct markers for a chromosome disorder called trisomy 18, which he then told us was incompatible with life.
I think Laurie and Travis learned from that experience and then went forward and tried to build some positive from that. And so that's why we have Maddie's footprints today.
Beautiful. At the time when my baby died, I didn't have anything. I mean, I had to wait for the insurance company. It was a long, drawn-out process. And when I called, they asked me what funeral home, and they took care of it.
The organization really is just a pay it forward in some way for us to, or for Madeline to help out families who go through similar situations.
How I met Laurie and Travis McGrew was met them at probably one of the worst times in their life, is that they were going to be dealing with the soon birth and death of their first child, Maddie.
Recently, Maddie's Footprints has collaborated with ourselves, Lafayette General, and Women's and Children's Services to form a community support group called Footprints of Hope. And the mission of this support group is to help parents find hope through getting support from each other, from other families that have gone through this.
Whenever we had lost our daughter, I had never heard of Maddie's Footprints before. It was completely new to me. Whenever I kind of joined this world of parents who sadly had to experience that loss, my eyes really opened up to how many people out there are actually affected. It's horrible and it's so real, and you never think it's going to happen to you, and it does. And like I said, an organization like Maddie's just makes you really thankful.
It has provided a lot of support for a lot of moms and couples who have gone through, very traumatic and difficult birth, and thank God we have them.
As a labor and delivery nurse, I have taken care of many patients who've experienced either a miscarriage, an infant loss, a stillbirth. And so just knowing that we were going to begin to speak to the community about this and kind of, make people aware that this happens and that other people have experienced it, and kind of form some bonds between people, provide resources for people. I was really thrilled to be a part of it.
I really had never heard much about infant loss and pregnancy loss at all. It was just kind of, I'd always thought of it as kind of a taboo subject,
And what Madeline has done through this organization, which has taught us and everyone else so much about these situations and what to say and maybe what not to say, but just that it's okay to acknowledge.
They help people, they inspire people, in so many ways. And they really help spread awareness as well.
Maddie's Footprints is about hope. Hope for these families at exactly the right time.
I mean, at the hospital, we're very good at providing the physical support and all the medical support. But it's the aftermath when you go home that really is what is lacking in most of these cases. And so what Maddie's Footprints does is it bridges that gap.
Wherever Maddie's Footprints go, I want to be there. I wasn't supposed to be here today. God sent her here to strengthen me. I needed somebody to strengthen me, and God sent her and her organization. All because of her beautiful Madeline.
I can't say enough good things about Maddie's Footprints. The most eloquent poet would never be able to put into words how much appreciation we have as staff at Lafayette General of all of the emotional support they give these families.
When you bury children, it is something very hard, and at least Maddie's is there to where we can offer support for families that need it.
Maddie's has not only helped us through our journey, but they've brought life back into our lives.
This is kind of a way of just being able to cherish her through this organization and helping other people. That's what it means to me, is I'll always have